Where is she this time? Ethan Cole's voice sliced through the quiet office like a blade. The clock on the wall blinked 9:07 a.m. The maid was late again, third time this week. He slammed his fountain pen against the glass desk so hard the ink splattered on a white contract. Ryan, her number, he barked. His assistant hesitated. Sir, Claire mentioned her daughter wasn't well. I didn't ask for reasons, Ethan snapped. I said her number. He punched the digits with fury, his jaw tight, eyes fixed on the skyline beyond the 35th floor. Each ring grated on his nerves, until a tiny, trembling voice broke the silence. Hello. He froze. Claire. No, sir, the little voice said softly. Mommy's not home. Ethan frowned. Then who are you? I'm Lily, sir. Mommy's daughter. The tension in his chest faltered for a moment. He blinked. Why are you answering her phone? Where's your mom? She's at the hospital. She told me to stay inside and not open the door for anyone. He exhaled sharply. Hospital? Again. He pinched the bridge of his nose. Your mom's lying, sweetheart. She's done this before. Lily didn't answer right away. He could hear the faint hum of an old refrigerator and the static of a weak signal. She's not lying, sir, she said finally. Ethan's tone sharpened. Listen, kid. Tell your mom when she gets back, she doesn't need to come to work anymore. She's fired. The line went quiet. Then came the sound of a soft, shaky breath. Please don't fire Mommy. Ethan blinked, his hand still hovering above the phone. What did you say? Please don't fire her, Lily whispered. Mommy said if she loses this job, we can't buy my medicine. His voice lost its edge. Medicine? What kind of medicine, Lily? I'm not supposed to say, she murmured. Mommy said rich people don't like problems. For the first time that morning, Ethan's anger cracked. Lily, what's wrong with you? I get tired a lot. Sometimes my chest hurts. Mommy takes me to the hospital after work. She works there too, cleaning floors. He felt his pulse thud in his temples. She works 2 jobs? Yes, sir. She said night shifts help us pay rent. He leaned back in his chair, suddenly feeling the weight of his own office pressing down on him. Polished marble, expensive art, and the cold hum of air conditioning. Why didn't she tell me? He asked under his breath. Because last time she was late, you yelled at her, Lily said gently. She cried in the kitchen that night. I heard her. His throat tightened. She cried. Yes, sir. But she said you weren't a bad man. Just tired inside. The words hit like a stone to the chest. Ethan turned toward the window, but his reflection stared back. Sharp suit, empty eyes. Lily, do you have food there? Yes, sir. Mommy made soup. It's cold now, but I'll heat it later. Our cat, Snowy, keeps me company. He swallowed hard. You shouldn't be alone. I'm okay, she said softly. Mommy said God watches me when she can't. He exhaled shakily. Maybe he made you answer that phone today. Silence. Then, are you still there, sir? Yes, Lily. I'm here. Please don't tell Mommy I answered. She'd be scared you'd get mad. I'm not mad, he said quietly. You sounded mad before, she replied with pure honesty. But not now. Ethan closed his eyes. A billionaire who negotiated mergers worth billions suddenly couldn't find words for a 7-year-old. Promise me you'll stay inside until your mom gets home. I promise, sir. And tell her she's not fired. Okay. There was a sharp intake of breath. Really? You mean it? I mean it. She giggled, the sound light and pure. Thank you, sir. Mommy will be so happy. She prays for you every night, you know. He blinked. She prays for me? Yes. Mommy says even rich people need someone to pray for them. The call ended with a soft goodbye and the faint sound of her humming a lullaby. Ethan set the phone down slowly. The lights of Manhattan blurred outside his window as guilt washed over him. In that moment, every polished surface in his office felt like a mirror showing him what he'd become. He whispered to no one, "What have I done?" Minutes later, he stood, grabbed his coat, and headed for the door. "Sir, your investor meeting," Ryan called out. "Cancel it," Ethan said, "and get me Claire Bennett's address." The city blurred past his windshield as he drove. Towering glass turned into peeling paint. Designer stores faded into old brick walls. When he stopped in front of a small apartment building, rain streaked the windshield like tears. He stepped out and climbed the narrow steps 2 at a time. His knuckles rapped hard against the door. Behind it, he could hear the faint hum of a lullaby and a child's soft cough. No answer, just the faint meow of a cat somewhere inside. Ethan leaned closer to the narrow window and froze. Through a gap in the curtain, he saw a small pink phone lying on the floor, cartoon stickers on the back, the same one the little girl had used. Guilt twisted in his chest. That child had spoken to me from this tiny, dark room while I sat behind a desk worth more than her rent for a year. He took a step back, his throat dry. Then he pulled out his phone and dialed the hospital, lowering his voice. "Claire Bennett," he said quietly. "Could you tell me where she's assigned tonight? I'm a relative." An hour later, Ethan walked through the fluorescent halls of City Memorial Hospital. The smell of bleach, metal, and exhaustion filled the air. Nurses rushed by with weary eyes. And then he saw her, Claire, mopping the tile near the emergency ward. Her uniform too big, sleeves rolled halfway up, her movements slow from fatigue. Her hair was tied back, but strands fell loose around her face. "Claire," he said softly. She looked up, startled, almost dropping the mop. "Mr. Cole, sir." Her voice trembled. I'm sorry for being late. It won't happen again. Please, just give me another." He raised a hand. "Stop. Don't apologize." "But you called," she began hesitantly. "I called to fire you," he admitted quietly. "Your daughter answered instead." The color drained from her face. "Oh God, she wasn't supposed to. I told her never to pick up." "Claire," he said gently, "why didn't you tell me your daughter's sick?" Tears welled in her tired eyes. "Because you're my boss, sir. You don't pay me to share my problems. You pay me to clean your house, and I need that job to keep her alive." Ethan's jaw tightened. "You should have told me anyway." She shook her head slowly. "People don't like excuses, Mr. Cole. Especially rich people." The words cut deeper than he expected. He swallowed hard. "I'm not angry," he said finally. "I'm ashamed." She blinked, startled. "Ashamed?" He nodded. "Your daughter told me you pray for me every night." A faint, tired smile touched her lips. "I do. You've always been tough, but fair. And fairness is rare." Ethan looked at her trembling hands gripping the mop handle. "How long have you been doing double shifts?" 6 months, she whispered. "Since Lily's diagnosis." He frowned. "What's wrong with her?" "She was born with a heart defect. The doctors say she'll need surgery soon. I've been saving every dollar I can." Ethan's eyes darted to a poster on the wall. "Blood donors save lives." His heart thudded. "Claire," he said slowly, "did you donate blood at St. Luke's Hospital last year?" Her brow furrowed. "Yes. There was an emergency. They said a boy needed it right away." "What?" Ethan's voice faltered. "That boy was my son." She froze, her eyes widening in disbelief. "You are your son?" He nodded, his voice breaking. "He was in a car accident. They told me a last-minute donor saved him. I never knew who it was." For a long, stunned moment, neither spoke. Then Claire covered her mouth, tears spilling down her cheeks. "I didn't know, sir. I didn't know." Ethan stepped closer, his voice rough. "You saved my child's life, and I almost destroyed yours." He reached into his coat pocket and pulled out an envelope. "This isn't charity," he said firmly. "It's repayment, for something I can never truly repay." Her hands shook as she pushed it back. "Mr. Cole, I can't accept that." "You will," he said quietly but firmly. "And from now on, you're not my maid. You're joining the Cole Foundation, full salary, full insurance, and health coverage for Lily. That's not a favor. It's what you deserve." Claire's tears fell freely now. "Why are you doing this?" He looked straight into her eyes. "Because your daughter reminded me what it means to be human." Weeks passed. Morning sunlight poured into a small hospital room, washing everything in gold. Lily sat up in bed, hugging a faded stuffed unicorn. Her cheeks were rosy again, the tubes gone. Ethan entered quietly, a bouquet in hand. "Uncle Ethan," she chirped, grinning wide. He chuckled, setting the flowers on the side table. "You remember me?" "Mom says you help people now," Lily said proudly, instead of yelling at them. He laughed softly. "Your mom talks too much." Claire smiled from the corner. "She's been waiting to see you." Ethan knelt beside the bed. "You were so brave, Lily." She tilted her head. "You were, too. Mom said you said you're sorry." He nodded gently. "I did. And I meant it." She thought for a moment, her voice quiet but sure. "Mom says when people change, God smiles." Ethan blinked back tears. "Then I hope he's smiling today." Claire reached over, squeezing his hand. "Thank you, Mr. Cole." He looked at her with warmth. "No, Claire. Thank you." They stood there for a while, 3 people bound by a phone call that had changed everything. Lily hummed softly, her tiny voice filling the room. Outside the window, the city lights began to glow, but Ethan didn't look at them. For once, he didn't need to. All his life, he'd chased fortune. But the richest moment he'd ever known came from a child's voice whispering, "Please don't fire my mommy." And as he watched Lily smile at him now, he finally understood. True wealth was never about money. It was about mercy. One phone call, one small voice, one man forever changed.